Libiamo, libiamo, veneti calici che la bellezza infiora, e là fuggevo l'ora sinedria voluta. Libiamo dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore, poiché quello che hai cuore onnipotente va. Libiamo, amor.
Well, here we are, Roger. We're celebrating Christmas. Let's go ahead and call it what it is. Holiday. Around where we come from, we call it Christmas. Call it what you may. I was just over at John's, good friend of ours. Wonderful person. Invited us over. I'll talk about that later. Roger, it's our Roger and Roger Christmas party, as it were. Yeah, Roger, we're having a Christmas party. Trying to be festive. Why not? We haven't lost yet. Roger, it's the holidays. Don't rub it in. Tennessee feels bad enough. Well, they should. I was thinking they were going to go all the way, but we'll toast the effort. It's the holiday Christmas party. We're not going to make anybody angry. We're going to drink eggnog, read the papers, and celebrate the holiday. And what we're doing here is sipping on some nice homemade coffee, and Roger just baked a wonderful pie. Well, thank you, Roger. I'm glad you liked it. That was really good. I didn't know you could bake. Well, it tasted pretty good, whatever you did. Well, I did write it down. It was a few little intricacies. But I'm glad you liked it, Roger. I'm happy if it's good. No, I haven't never made a big item before. It's the first time. I was just hungry, and anyway, glad you liked it. Well, I do. I really like it. Well, I'll give you the recipe if you'll behave. Let's talk about football. They're all having their parties. The holiday season goes even beyond Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and courtesy of the ESPN network and the CBS network, we can now have Christmas past January. Football. What a party. Well, it wasn't much of a party to start with. The first round of the playoffs could be answered and described with one simple word, Roger. And what word would that be, Roger? Blowouts. Blowouts. All we have is blowouts. Even in Tennessee, the SEC got egg on their face. They got blown out. So, does that put pressure on the rest of the SEC teams to live up to their reputation? Because one of their big guns went down. Well, really now, Roger, we're trying to have a Christmas party, of course, but we don't want to waste these fine people's time. We thank them very much for stopping in and taking a minute out of their holiday to listen to us. We must give them something. The elephant in the room, Roger, that I see lurking. Elephant in the room? Come on. There's no elephant in the room. The elephant in the room, out of what just occurred in those blowouts, is that Tennessee was the worst of all the blowouts. It took the entire argument out of the strength of schedule crowd, and it diminished the humiliation of Indiana, which was the SEC's biggest chip in this battle of the two conferences, is which one or how are the two SEC Big Ten going to govern their new province, the game that they bought, essentially. Now, who's the conspiracy theory now? Roger, you come over here, you know all about soccer and all that, and you come over here a couple, since 2000, and you picked up college football. How does it compare to soccer? It's very similar. It appears that it might actually end up being very similar, more so than the NFL, that is kind of a vine of. But that's neither here nor there. There is a battle. The game is bought and paid for by the networks. It's just a fact, Roger. It's not like pardon me, I don't want to have to turn this off, but there's something in my throat. Oh, I know what it was, Roger. I was remembering the disgust
I felt when we got Tennessee wrong. I really thought they were going to give them an even game. I really did.
Well, the Tennessee game was just a classic case of Ohio State just outmatched Tennessee. They had a better player in every spot, every play of the game. And then they lost their running back. And, I wouldn't want to try to win a game against Ohio State with just Nico and a couple of receivers he's got. So Tennessee was blown out, and we didn't think it was going to be that way, and somehow you feel like it maybe could have been different, but that's water over the hill. You know what I mean. But we can't worry about that one. The first round really was clutter removal, and the playoffs are still yet to begin, Roger. Well, there's still two teams that received byes that were arguably unworthy of them, and those games I'm going to keep my eye on, see how those work out. Arizona State and Boise State. Are they going to be competitive games? We don't know. But I would like to talk about the money thing, Roger. Ohio State reportedly spent $22 million assembling their team, and I guess that's NIL money. Who knows what they really spend? But Tennessee was more like $11 million, and the difference showed. So if $11 million can't buy you a team any better than what Tennessee threw out there, I don't know if the financial end of the sport's going to hold up. I don't know. And it's just become a money game. And we'll see. I think the money, Roger, is going to get organized rather quickly. In fact, I think that's already been put into place. But once the money gets a little more settled, the rest of the game will follow suit. But the rest of the playoffs still have a lot of interesting things. So we, from this point on, will be talking about Georgia and Notre Dame. That's the only thing that really matters to Georgia fans, is how is this Georgia team going to look when they show up against Notre Dame.
I remember watching them, early in the year when they got to play at A&M and had a huge win in a night game in our conference. And so I have a lot of respect for them. We're looking forward to getting down to New Orleans, always one of the most traditional bowl games, or in this case, playoff games, that there has been. So we're excited and ready to get to work.
All right, let's start questions out today with Anthony Dasher.
Hey, Coach. In what ways has the extra time helped Gunner, or is helping Gunner prepare for this start?
Well, I would say just experience, right? Just practice. He got lots of reps prior to these practices, but he's getting much more now. I do think knowing that when you get ready for a opponent like Notre Dame, you need time, and we haven't known who we were going to play for. I guess now 24, 48 hours we've known, and 72 hours. And there's certainly a lot of time in prep you can do to prepare for that. We prepared for some of that prior to that because we knew it would be within 2 opponents. But I think the biggest thing is just competition at practice. The situations we put him in, all those things allow him to get better as a quarterback.
Well, next we go to Roger and Roger. Thank you. Coach, as far as play calling and formations, it seems to me that with Beck, the offense would be run differently than with the skills that we presume that Gunner Stockton has. How much is this going to change your offense, and will you work as a committee, or will Mike Bobo still call the plays?
Notre Dame play is pretty incredible on both lines of scrimmage. The way they play, the style of play they have. So, comparing those teams is hard for me because there's so many years in between. But this is a really good, solid, fundamentally sound, don't beat themselves, play good defense, great defense, and really physical in the lines of scrimmage. And they got a really athletic quarterback. So there's a reason why they're at the point in the season they're at.
Well, maybe you should have asked him what Notre Dame was like, and he might have told you who was going to call the plays, Roger. Very hard to get information out of this bunch. Absolutely. So we don't really know what to tell you. It looks like Georgia's going to probably put together a game plan that these coaches feel can win the game, and we just have to hope that they'll do their best. And so, there you have it. Once again, a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Hopefully, Georgia can impress the entire Georgia nation with a wondrous victory over Notre Dame. We certainly have done it before, and I have full confidence in these Georgia Bulldogs and the coaches. And thanks for joining us on our Christmas party. We hope you enjoyed it. And a Merry Christmas to you all. And Roger and all of you. Until we meet again. Ta-ta.
Piacer,